Hello, Gerd. It's good to see you. And you know why I am now talking with you for StreamYard. We are gathering next week to talk about bounded rationality and education, more particularly math education. And you are one of the great protagonists of bounded rationality. And as I understand, you also met the person who founded bounded rationality as a concept in a school, namely Herb Simon. So my first question is, could you describe Herbert Simon in few words?
Hmm. So imagine a kind man who is amazingly broadly read. Herbert Simon never watched TV. He didn't listen to radio. He was suspicious about journalists who misrepresented his ideas. He read everything he could and critically. And he was a man, a truly interdisciplinary person who contributed to so many fields, from political science to economics to psychology to being one of the founder of um, AI. And of course, he coined the term bounded rationality.
Thank you. This is a good short description. He read a lot and did not have a TV. Okay. Now you tell us again in few words, what is bounded rationality?
So, bounded rationality is the study of how real people make decisions in the real world. So, more precisely, it studies decision making under uncertainty. That is, where the future states of the world and the consequences and the probabilities cannot be known. That's the case most of the time in our lives. When we invest our money, when we think about how this uh, crisis will go on, or when you try to find the ideal partner for the rest of your life. And for Simon, it meant to take uncertainty seriously. That is, not to reduce every problem to a risk where the researcher already knows what the right answer is. Second, to take heuristics seriously rather than thinking, oh, it's something that people do because they are not so smart. The concept of heuristic that we research comes much more from computer science than from what's now called behavioral economics, where one always realized that one needs heuristics to make computers smart.
Thank you. Okay, so the last question is now, where do you see a good connection between bounded rationality and education, and in particular, math education?
Yeah. So a teacher is in a situation of uncertainty and needs to react often quickly in class. And a good teacher has a toolbox of heuristics, how to deal with pupils. Pupils themselves and students need to deal with uncertainty. They need to find out where are they going, what's the meaning of their life to be, and there is no single answer, but you have to make some decisions. And the educational system itself is based on heuristics. For instance, when do we, at what time do we organize education? There is usually not a single correct answer, but you need to settle with something in order to get things rolling rather than trying to find the optimal answer. Herbert Simon himself decided early in his life what he will eat for breakfast every day and what he will eat for lunch every day, just in order to get two major decisions out of the way and have more time to solve the real problems he was thinking of. So, heuristic procedures are needed to organize the environment and also to organize your own kind of thinking.
Okay, the last question is, we do not just need heuristics for organizing classes, etc., but as a content in mathematics,
Yeah.
or the way we teach it,
Mm.
apparently, and that's what we are going to talk about at our meeting, there are heuristics. So we can reduce mathematical concepts, which are perhaps very intricate,
Mhm.
to
Mm.
approaches that are simpler and yet do attain their scope.
Yeah, that's right. The a basic insight of Herbert Simon is that in order to understand behavior, you need to look at both at cognition, what's inside your mind, and the environment, what's outside. And much of understanding and learning can be facilitated if we think about what's outside of the mind, namely, for instance, the representation of information. And techniques like natural frequencies are changes in the representations in the environment that fit to our mental capabilities and make it very easy to reason the Bayesian way.
Okay, that's a good example. And I think that's one of the examples we're going to talk about a lot our during our meeting. And I thank you so much for this appetizer. And I know that it will be, motivating, and it will fascinate our friends who will come to listen to our talks and discuss with us. Thank you.
Thank you, Laura.